Welcome back to the Dr. Rob Show. I'm Carolyn Melillo, and joining me now is Laura. Laura's son Josh struggles with ADHD, and with all of her attention on helping Josh, Laura forgot the most important person in the world, herself. So Laura, welcome.
Thank you.
How do you feel?
I feel hot.
You are so hot. You are so hot.
Where's my husband?
We're going to get him on the phone. Oh, we have your before and after picture up.
Oh boy.
You were beautiful when you walked in, but how easy was it just to throw on a pair of boots, jeans? I mean, now you've got heels on.
Yeah.
How
and
easy
they're
is
comfortable
that?
heels too.
They're comfortable.
Yeah, they're
Now,
great.
I really want to focus on the fact that it's really hard for a lot of people to go shopping. It's very expensive. But we went to H&M, and let's tell everybody what your pants cost.
$5.
Your boots cost.
$10.
$10. We have a beautiful dress.
$7.
$7 with these boots. I cannot tell you how hot Laura is. The point is, if you don't have time to go shopping, you can go online. You can look up these stores. If you see crazy clearance sales, run in there. Also, you can print out coupons from the website and bring it with you. Now, do you feel like a different person?
I do. I do. I'm Laura again. Yeah.
You're
Thank
Laura
you.
again.
It's just, it's amazing. It's liberating, and I feel pretty, and I feel put together, and not like I'm just surviving. You know.
Absolutely. And let's just say you're Laura with a cute little flare sweater with a little swing in the back instead of a sweatshirt or a zip up. Laura with the $15 beautiful blazer you had on before, which was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Or you want to be sporty, but you got the little clip in the back that's so feminine.
So cute.
Really nice. The best of all is you can get fabulous things, and I mean, it makes you feel better. Your kids will say, "Mom, I love the way you look," and of course your husband, it'll certainly make a difference, right?
Absolutely.
I cannot tell you how much fun I had with you. You were
I did
such
too.
a great sport, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Don't go away, because on the other side of the break, Dr. Rob and I are going to go to the kitchen to cook up some gluten-free meals with Chef Patty Lerner of Sweet Megan's.
Welcome back to the Dr. Rob Show. I'm Dr. Rob Melillo. Joining me is my wife Carolyn, as always, and Chef Patty Lerner from Sweet Megan's. So Patty, you have a really interesting story, but I know it all starts with you were a nurse and your husband had some heart issues.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
He was diagnosed early with some blockage that was a minor artery, but in order to be able to do angioplasty on it, they would have to go through a major artery, and he would have possibly needed open heart surgery. So we went with medication and diet.
Right, so that's where you started working on diet and food and
Right.
everything like that. Right. But the real story and behind the name even of Sweet Megan's was that you had a niece named Megan, and that was a really tender but tragic story. Tell us about that and where the name came from.
Megan was very dear to my heart. When she was a newborn, her mother did not have a mother. So I helped her. I had a 1-year-old, and I helped her with her, and actually she was having some feeding issues at the time, and we became very close. And Megan just was very dear to my heart. She was diagnosed at 18 with a brain tumor, and I had been working with a doctor at the time, and he basically told me that she, had a glioblastoma, and that nobody has survived. And so I knew that the end was near, and we took whatever time we had, and we just enjoyed it.
And you said that she ended up on the Ellen DeGeneres show?
That was her last wish, was to Ellen DeGeneres. She watched her every day of her life and loved her. And she watched her on her deathbed, actually, with us all in the room.
Wow.
And Ellen really inspired her.
So part of your motivation is that you also, from the company that you started and the money that you raised, some of that money goes for that charity
To the Dream Foundation, yes.
Yeah,
Because
so-
they sent her to LA for a week.
Wow.
And she was on the Ellen DeGeneres show. She was in her dressing room, and she was so happy.
Now,
I
you
feel like I
also
want to give
had
back.
issues with your own children, and that was where you really developed a lot of your recipes from, right?
Right.
So tell us about that.
My oldest daughter, Kara, had stomach issues, And I told her 3 years before she acknowledged the fact that she had a gluten allergy, that she needs to go gluten-free. And she told me no. And one day I got an email from my holistic chiropractor, and it told all about his story. He lost 30 pounds in a really quick time, and he was malnourished and very sick. And I forwarded the email to her. And 5 minutes later, she called me and she said, "Oh my God, that's me." And I told her that if she became gluten-free, I would buy her all the products on the market because I knew nothing about it. I went out shopping that day. I bought her everything, and she opened up all the boxes and all the cans and anything there was, and she stood over the trash can and she tasted it and she spit everything out. And I said, "This is going to be a nightmare."
Yeah.
And I tasted it along with her.
Right.
And I said, "I feel so bad for her."
Right.
And I made her a gluten-free birthday cake because her birthday was the next month. And the only cake I could come up with was a chocolate torte, which is a flourless chocolate torte. And it's so rich. It's made with 8 candy bars.
Ooh.
And it's really very good if you have a little bite of it. But I told her next year, I'm going to make you a cake. And I decided to start with the chocolate cake. And I made a chocolate cake. My husband came home and said, "Oh my God, that's unbelievable. It's a cross between Tasty Cake and Sara Lee." And that's what we grew up on. So that's what he knew. And he said, "That's a winner."
And so that hence got you motivated to start a company for it.
Well, when Kara tasted it, and she said, "Mom, I feel really sorry for anybody that has a gluten allergy, gluten, dairy, and soy allergy that doesn't have your cupcake. You really need to go into business."
Wow.
All right, well, tell us about your business and tell us about what you have here, the products that we have in front of us, your cakes, and also your neat pizza crust.
Yes, that is the new thing that we're bringing out now. It's a pizza crust. It's all whole grain. There's lots of vegetables hidden inside.
How long did it take for you to come up with that crust?
I came up with that crust from my husband is a very large eater, and I had to find ways to make everything bigger. So I make it bigger and more grand with a big bowl because it's all filled with vegetables, and most of it is very low in calorie.
Sure.
So I came up with the pizza, and I put a lot of vegetables in there, so it's not a dense food. It's more of a light food that's digested rather quickly in your body. So it doesn't, there's no salt in it, very, very, very little. And this is a staple in my house.
So we're going to get Carolyn to help you cook a little bit,
Yes.
All right. Tell me what to do.
Okay, this is a vegetable tomato sauce that I made.
Ooh, and what do you have in here? It looks like peppers,
I have
onions.
peppers, onions, mushrooms, broccoli,
Oh my goodness.
and fresh
it
tomatoes.
smells delicious.
So you can put anything on the pizza. We have over here we have a chili pizza.
Yum.
That's
That
made
looks
with a
really
sweet
good.
potato, spinach crust.
So this crust has sweet potato in it. That's different than that crust. But
Yes.
they're okay.
Yes, this is the basic crust that I make.
All right, I will
Okay.
put a little bit of this on. No, actually I won't. I will go with the avocados instead because
Now
I
we're going to bake
love.
it. You like baked avocado, or you want to put it on after?
I actually do.
Put it
I
on.
actually do. I put avocado on everything.
That's great.
So, and I like a lot of it, so I'm going to put it all on. And just take
Well,
a
don't
little.
forget that one last piece.
Sorry, just.
Here we
Okay,
go.
then
bit.
you can pop it into, just slide it in,
Wow.
There you go. Okay.
and then close that. And in a few seconds you have, and this is one of the pizzas. This is just a homemade sauce with mushrooms.
That looks beautiful. Can
my
I cut a
mouth
piece?
Cut it up,
Please, my
sure.
mouth is watering. And what's neat is that, you know, I find that kids, one of the biggest things that they try to sacrifice is pizza. But, you know, if you make it tasty enough, they're not going to miss the cheese.
Plus the fact that, as you were saying, I love chips. I love
That's really
to
good.
nosh on chips. And if you break these up, you have chips
You
for
have
your
chips.
dips,
You
for
just
your.
cook them a little longer, and you make it a little crispier. And you could take, but the chili pizza is, you know, you make the crust a little crispier and you leave it in a little longer.
That's delicious.
Now, where can we get all this wonderful food? How do people go about ordering?
They order on the website.
Okay.
It's gluten-free Sweet Megan, and they can contact me send me an email as to what their needs are. We ship all over.
Do you have a phone number?
It's 215-550-5813.
Great.
Now, a lot of your products, though, really, because it's Sweet Megan's, a lot of it is geared towards sweets.
Sweets, but they're all whole grain. Everything I make is whole grain.
And gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free.
Soy-free and peanut-free. We're
Wow.
a 100% peanut-free facility.
That is fantastic.
So anybody that's worried about a peanut problem, you know, or an allergy,
Well, even just birthday cakes for children, my goodness.
These have Dr. Rob's show on them.
many
And tell
things
us
should I
what
put in
these
my
are.
mouth?
these are truffles that are made with all whole grain. This is a coconut almond chip truffle. That is, and this is a chocolate raspberry.
It's for parties. This is amazing. For favors.
Oh, my God.
They're a great
Sweet
thing to bring to
16
somebody's house.
Oh, my goodness.
Because they're so unusual.
And how thoughtful.
And
She
people
wrote
love
the
them.
Dr. Rob show on a stick. That was very thoughtful.
Yes. Usually says Sweet Megan, so you'll know when you see them.
And
in the
these
store.
cakes,
This is a chocolate cake with chocolate icing.
they're beautiful.
These are our cupcakes. We do a vegan carrot cake that is made with quinoa and walnuts and raisins and almonds and you name it, it's in there.
Beautiful.
And I started to make an apple pie. That's a whole grain crust as well.
Well, you know, all this stuff is so
Bravo.
great. So I hope that our audience really looks you up. I mean, you're a woman who's a self-made entrepreneur, business person, employing people, and you're doing a great job. So thank you so much for being here. Thank everybody for being part of our show, and we'll see you next time on the Dr. Rob Show. Thank you.